The hardest walk leads to the greatest destination. And what's our destination, brothers? The kingdom, man. The arms of Yahweh Shai, man. The scriptures tell us in the Apocrypha, there's a day coming where Yahweh Shai will place crowns upon the heads of the brothers that maintained their faith in him, that believed in him. He shall place crowns upon their heads. Ezra saw that, man. Our great forefather Ezra saw that in a vision. We want to be part of that group, man. We want to be one of those individuals receiving that crown from Yahweh Shai. You know how great that is? I couldn't begin to possibly explain that in words. Words can't even explain the joy of that. Okay?
And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away.
And what is our destiny? To be in this truth. To be in this truth and to make it to the end. As it is written, to finish the work. Like Yahweh Shai said, I've finished the work. You know? The Apostle Paul said the same thing. Henceforth I know there's a crown of righteousness that is laid up for me. Okay, that is our destiny.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God, and if children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs with him, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to our younger brothers, in peace and blessing and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing the word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scripture through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and what I want to get into today is dealing with the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 14. All right, and this lesson is inspired by a video done by the beloved elder brother Shaquat. All right, from down here in GMS Mississippi camp, and challenging GMS, dedication, subscribe and be edified. And I want to play a clip from this video. And what we're seeing now is that all the talking points, okay, that people are beginning to, speak on, well, they're all talking points of the Bible. All right, you can tell Jake been watching, Jake been watching, and Jake, has now, began to put together the pieces, okay, and the only thing that's worth talking about is these prophecies coming to pass, because the only thing left now is just judgment. You see, this society done played out. Okay, people can barely afford to live. Okay, the job market, is collapsing. You have, unrest and uncertainties, food, different things that's happening. So it's going beyond, normalcy. So now people are in the spirit of trying to figure out, okay, where are we headed? Okay. And through the spirit, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, where it only ends one way. Okay. And everyone's coming to the conclusion that America has to be judged. Okay. There's a judgment that's looming and pending for America. Okay. So let's get a few precepts and I'm going to play the video. And then, Lord will, you brothers and sisters edify. But this is Habakkuk 2:14. It said, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, as the waters cover the sea. Okay, so a lot of the talking points, there was mysteries in the earth. Okay, now they're becoming common knowledge. Certain things that were, the mystery, you really had to be, okay, within the loop, to understand particular things. But now these things are becoming common knowledge, certain things. Esau, Edom, who are the Edomites? Who are the true Israelites? America being Babylon. Okay, America set for judgment. These things are now becoming, okay, normal talking points for society. Okay, and that's the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai beginning to cover the earth. Okay, truth, all right, is settling into the earth because it's happening. You can't keep denying something that's happening. Okay, it comes a point that you got to deal. Okay, and the earth is being faced, okay, with prophecy, man. You see, so let's go from there. Let's get this in 2nd Ezra 7. All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 7 in verse 33 says, and the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and long suffering shall have an end. Because this what is all leading to Yahweh Shai, the second coming of Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Okay, because that's how the Most High is going to appear on the seat of judgment through his son. Okay, why scriptures say how Yahweh Shai is coming back with the anger of his father. He's coming to execute the judgment, okay, of the Father. You see? So it's Yahweh Shai is going to be the representative of the Most High on their judgment seat, which is their chariot. Okay, and misery shall pass away, which is the misery of the elect. We're going to be changed, no more, subjugated to this wicked empire, this wicked kingdom. Okay, it says, and the long suffering shall have an end, and the long suffering shall have an end. You see, because the Lord has, for us, it's been a long time coming. Now the Lord's time is different. Okay, but his patience, as he's subjugated to his word, well, these words are being fulfilled. And now the Lord is ready to establish Yahweh Shai, the King of Kings. Okay, and the rest of his sons as joint heirs with, all right, his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, verse 34 said, but judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. Okay, so the only thing left is judgment. Truth is the only thing that's standing. Everything else is failing. Okay, everything that has been hyped up and you see, it's failing now. It's over. Okay, it says, and faith shall wax strong, and our faith is getting stronger throughout the duration of this, man. Okay, because we're seeing it. You can feel the power of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. We can see it, as he's making these words speak. Okay, it says, and the work shall follow, all right, and the reward shall be showed. Then shall be known who are my chosen. From the miracles all the way up until the elect being changed. In the sight of these heathens, man, the sight of these people. Okay, it says, and the good deeds shall be a force, man. Yeah, as we sow in righteousness, we're going to reap in mercy, as the scriptures say. In the time of judgment, Lord willing, we endure, we're going to reap in mercy. Okay, and wicked deeds shall bear no rule. Yeah, so all the wickedness that people have done, to get on top, to establish themselves, got this popularity, this clout, this money, you know, through wickedness or whatever, well, it's going to bear no rule, because now it's a judgment for everything. You see? You're going to be defenseless against the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. Okay, so wicked deeds, which that's what runs this society. Okay, they get rich or die trying. Okay, that's what runs this society. What they finna lose. Wickedness is finna lose, man. Okay, and everybody can feel it brewing. So let's go from there. Let's play the video, then we'll get some more pre-sales. But like I said, this is from the elder brother Shaquat down here in GMS, Mississippi camp. All right, channeling GMS dedication, you know, one word, you know, subscribe and be edified. It says all of the signs are pointing to the downfall of America. Okay. You see? That's the only thing. I think this is a black farmer, you know, so you know he has particular insight, which, you know, this you know, the government is at war with the farmers because they want, you know, it was just another topic, but it's just another sign of the end, man. All right. So let's play this.
You speak on the fall of America due to the food crisis, the economy, and so on, bro.
So, one, the fall of America, America's that if you read the Bible, that mystery Babylon that's in the book of Revelation, you know, and it's spoken about. So,
Where did he get that from?
in America, nations don't fall all of a sudden. Like when we watch movies, it's like somebody wakes up in the morning, they hit their alarm clock, and they look up, and it's just everything's, you know, falling to pieces. But the fall, nations fall gradually. Gradually, there's certain afflictions that are brought on the nation, and it starts to bring that nation down. Now, the main thing that brings a nation down is the destruction of the educational system.
Wow.
So all of the things that we're seeing now, at the root of that is the destruction of the schools.
Wow.
It's the destruction of the schools. When you don't have an educated population, when you don't have a population that feels as if they can fully manifest their God-given abilities by through education. The root word of educate is educo, and the Latin meaning of it is to draw out what's within.
Wow.
That's what our education is supposed to be doing. So the way the system is made now to teach to a test, to require you to get the right answer, to make you afraid to make mistakes. How am I going to be everything that God made me to be if I'm afraid to make a mistake?
Wow.
How? But we're trained and we're drilled and we're grilled for years, you know, giving a bad grade if you make a mistake. You don't make any mistakes on this test. So that right there is the main thing that needs to be rectified if America is going to be saved. That educational system, and America has to do justice.
America can't be saved, you know, because he's still speaking with their perspective. See, the thing is, you know, people hear the message, you know, and they agree with certain points and they information grab, but then they try to infuse it with the optimism, being optimistic about America being saved. No, it's over. Okay, and the educational system was trash from the jump. Okay, I believe the Rockefellers, okay, took over the educational system in the early, you know, 1900s. Okay, and it's been, all right, indoctrination ever since. Okay, so America is far beyond, okay, a curriculum. You know, if they just fix the school curriculum, they'd be on to the right. No, it's over. America, all right, these Edomites have been absolutely rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. Okay, so let's play some more.
This by us as a people, you know, our people, we've been, robbed of our language, culture, religion, our God. We fought in every single major war that the United States has had, and we've been here. We worked, we built this country, but we haven't been. They haven't done justice by us. So for that reason, due to the law of justice that the universe is set up on, America has to fall.
Wow.
It has to fall.
So is that fall happening now?
It's happening now.
Yes,
It's
sir.
happening now. But like I said, it's a gradual fall.
Mhm.
So you see the destruction of the educational system. You see the destruction of the food system, right? Because nations are upheld by systems. There's systems, there's ways of doing things. And when you start to break down those systems and they don't fulfill what they're supposed to fulfill, you have to deal with the consequences that come with that.
Wow.
And as he said, these systems, their old system, is part of their old world order, so they want to do away, all right, with their old world order and bring in what? A new system. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's get some precepts. All right. Well, one thing he did say, America has to fall. Well, that's the only thing left for this place is collapse and utter destruction. Okay, it's not only going to fall, not only going to economy going to collapse and civil unrest, but the Lord going to turn this place to a desert through nuclear fire. All right, this is 2 Ezra 15:10 said, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." And this speaking of the elect. All right, because America is nothing but a death trap for everybody, but especially for the tribes. Okay, and this man has a lot of wickedness on the books that he wants to try to do, man. Okay, but the Lord is going to intervene. He's not going to suffer this man, all right, to have his way when it comes to the elect. 2/3 are given over to him, all right, but not the elect. Even those that, all right, have to be martyrs. Well, hey, the Lord, okay, has a spirit, okay, that's going to guide this situation to where we're not going to go out bad, like 2/3 are going to go out. Okay, it said, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, which is Yahushua, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof," man. So we're going to see the Lord continue to smite this place with plagues. And right now it's a plague of joblessness, man. And as you can see how fragile, okay, the the food, okay, how easy they can take away people's access to food. Okay, they're just one decision away from famine. All right, we've seen that famine can start quickly. Okay, if they pull their plug and leave their plug right out the socket, okay, there's gonna be a ripple effect, okay, of famine. You see, which is gonna be a ripple effect of violence, okay, which will lead to what? Martial law, okay, which is gonna lead to what? Hey, the MOTB. Then the third world war, then Yahushua. Then that's when all the land they're all gonna be out of there. Okay, the Lord finna destroy the land mass of America. To where it's not it's not on the map. Okay, it's not it's gonna be uninhabitable. You see, it said Egypt shall mourn, because it's gonna be there's a desert, but it's gonna be uninhabitable. Okay, it's gonna have zero infrastructure. Okay, and it says Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. It's just like, Jake was going into the system gradually, collapsing. We're seeing this. All right, they're collapsing all these old systems because in their mind, they're about to they're going to bring new systems in. Okay, it said they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hell, all right, and with fearful constellation. Okay, the food which these devils are destroying farmers. Okay, they want to completely take over farming. Okay, which gives them more leverage and more control. You see, so the only thing left for this place is a fall. That's it. Okay, so we're just watching, the end of this man's empire. We're living in the end of this man's empire, and we're just witnessing collapse. And it's going to continue to collapse until the return of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and he spoke about vengeance, but he associate vengeance, with the universe. Now, vengeance is going to come from Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, our power. You see, because even when you go here, you just type in the word vengeance. Okay, showing you the Bible. All right, speaks on vengeance, especially of this time. Okay, when you go to Deuteronomy 32 and 35, it said, "To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time." Yeah, that's your foundation. That's what holds you up. Your footing. Okay, so the Lord is breaking this place down, and this devil, he's finna slide, and he thinks he's in control. He thinks he's gonna be able to dismantle his system and put it back together. Okay, with more control. But the Lord finna allow this man to slide. All right, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them, all right, make haste. Okay, this is why time is speeding up, man, and we're just going to see the vengeance of the Lord begin to really set in the earth, man. We're going to see this whole system go to a point of no return. Okay, and this devil's calamity is at hand, and it's going to be way worse than what people think. So the Lord, hey, he's making this thing have haste now. Okay, the Lord is pushing the issue. Okay, because he's ready for the wicked to be removed. All right, and for the righteous to be established. Okay, and then Yahweh Shai said, "The day of vengeance burneth in his heart," which we'll get it. Deuteronomy 32 and 41, it said, "If I wet my glittering sword, and my hand take hold of judgment," this is the nukes, ICBMs. Okay, it's going to be likened it to flying swords, as it says in Second Ezra. Okay, that glittering sword. It said, "I will render vengeance to my enemies, and I will reward them that hate me." Okay, and this is an anti-Messiah society. This society is anti-righteous. Esau is pushing an all-out rebellion in the earth, man. This is why we get so much hate as prophets, because this world, all right, cultivates, okay, nothing but hate for righteousness, man. Okay, so that's why it's so easy for people to mock and speak against the truth. Okay, because this is an anti-Messiah society. Esau hates the Most High. He hates Yahweh Shai. He hates righteousness, man. Okay, and he has taught, okay, he has enchanted the world to be on that time as well. It says, verse 43, Deuteronomy 32 and 43, says, "Rejoice, O you nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and will render vengeance to his adversaries and will be merciful unto his land and to his people." Okay, so everything that this devil has done, okay, everything that he plans on trying to do, man, the Lord got vengeance for this, man. There's a recompense. You see, the Lord, he finna, Yahweh Shai finna put some blood out in the earth, man. Okay, that's why I said that the slain of the Lord shall be from one end of the earth to the other. You see, our power finna come back and get down. All right, it's gonna be a hard fall. The earth gonna shake at the fall of Babylon, man. Okay, ultimately, this is the fall of Esau, Edom. Okay, this is our Psalm 94 and 1 says, "O Lord, power to whom vengeance belongeth. O power to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself." You know, that's our request. That should be our daily request. Okay, for the Lord to show these heathens his power through righteous judgment, man. Okay, to whom vengeance belongeth. You see? So now this ain't just how the universe set up. This is how the Most High set up. Okay, there's vengeance. Okay, to be executed in the earth, man. And righteousness, man, is coming from our power. Okay, this is Isaiah 35 and 4 says, "Say to them that are of a faithful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance, even the Most High with a recompense. He will save you." Okay, and this, well, we take this part of the good news. Okay, we don't have to figure out, you know, what's to be done about Esau. No, the Lord got that nigga figured out. Okay, it's just a thing of having the patience to endure. Okay, until that vengeance, all right, is executed in the earth, man. You know, but we tell our people, we tell ourselves, man, hey, we gotta be strong. Ain't nothing to fear. All right, there ain't no fear of Esau winning or pulling this thing off. Nah, Esau finna lose. Okay, Esau, he he has to fear. He's trying to figure it out. He's scrambling. Okay, trying to make the impossible happen every second. Okay. Isaiah 47 and 3 said, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered," speaking of Babylon. And this is why this is common talk. Everybody's breaking down this nigga school system, his educational system, his food. Everybody's breaking this man down. He's been uncovered. Okay, he says, "Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man." So Yahweh Shai, you know, he came as a man to be a sacrifice. Okay, and now he's coming back as a power to execute judgment. Okay, this is where we at with it now. You see? So, you know, that was the point. You know, just wanted to touch on that. You know, Lord will, you brothers. All right, and you few sisters edified. Once again, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to our younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations, hopefully, shalom.